Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zan. Today we're going to be talking about Sundial Growers once more, SNDL. Now keep in mind this is going to be a quick update to my previous due diligence. I'm going to go briefly through another aspect of the due diligence part, what I expect from it, and an updated technical analysis point of view. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe and leave notifications on, and let's jump right into this one. So SNDL here, we don't have a lot of things to go through here today, but nonetheless, we're able to see some of, if you haven't seen this due diligence series before, you can go ahead, click on Discover Cannabis. You get to see they're all about cannabis. They do have some of the community part with their basically articles, recipes, etc. Now, if you were to go ahead and go into the shop, they do have anything from pre-rolls to actual flower buds with different CBDs, different qualities, different oils, vapes, buds, the list goes on. They even have an agreement for, or I'm sorry, they even have upcoming weed-infused or cannabis-infused alcohol or beer. And this really comes in towards their strategic acquisitions of previously as well, especially for the extract for the cannabis oil that is coming in very significantly into different products, especially with the recent acquisition. I covered that in my previous videos. Now, one of the latest things that you have is their 74.5 million registered offering fully utilization off the shelf registration statement. That actually is expected to close on February 4th, so that is tomorrow. You're expecting to hear back from that. Now, just a quick thing, if you do remember the MORE Act is currently on the United States Committee on Finance, and one of the latest things that we have is the Secretary of State, or Secretary of the Treasury, Janet L. Yellen, the Honorable Janet L. Yellen. I wanted to take a quick look into, well, what is their or her cannabis or weed position. Now, for Chuck Grassley and Ron Wyden, we know they are for. So we want to kind of get that kind of picture on, and I found this really good article. It says, for the Treasury Secretary, it is confirmed as heard of Treasury Yellen Sterkel explained, would set the dynamic of safe harbor for cannabis business as it relates to industrial financial rules to what scope they are allowed to handle money. Yellen has also made no overt public statement related to cannabis reforms. However, she was the chair of Federal Reserve from 2014 to 2018, during which the agencies denied Denver, Colorado Fourth Corner Credit Union, a nonprofit cooperative formed by a state licensed cannabis business, it is application for the master account. Now, the LTM reported at the time of the decision that this decision forced the state cannabis operator to continue doing business on a cash-only basis. So it is a little bit mixed, but it looks like it is more twisting a little bit towards for rather than against. That's a good thing. Now, one of the latest news literally just came in, I think 5 minutes ago. This was related to a 6K form. And when I went on and I double checked it, there wasn't much to it actually. It just really relates back to the papers regarding the warrants. So right here, we're clicking on both of them. This is related to the warrants that can be exercised. So that is nothing to be alarmed of. And just for the current time being, we can always double check again. As I'm making this video, it seems that these guys are very active on SEC filings. And right off the bat, we see nothing new other than this one today, which we just covered. So next thing is institutional buyers. Institutional buyers for SNDL. Looks like institutions are a little bit more bullish and bearish on this one. And you get a lot more green, especially in February. You'd have around 260,000 shares being added in January, and in the last few weeks, you've had around 300,000 shares added, or more than that. Now, generally speaking, it looks definitely bullish. I don't see any kind of sellings or major accounts. 2021 seems to be SNDL adding on position here. Now, moving on towards the technical analysis. If you haven't done so, please make sure to actually subscribe, notifications on. And if you would like to join our Discord channel, you'll find it in the description below. It's basically a chat room for some pump-free zone there. And so on a 1 week perspective, what we get to see here is things are actually looking good. The 30 EMA is still above the 10 SMA. That's bearish, but take a quick look on how fast the 10 SMA is climbing above the 30 EMA, and that's a bullish sign. ADX actually shows in a very strong trend here, a bullish trend. Willie % R is overbought a little, yes, so you can expect a little bit of a pullback. In terms of momentum, it looks really strong, and MACD looks like it's stable. So generally speaking, it is bullish, and it looks like it might have a little bit of an accumulation or pullback. Now, on a one-day perspective, things are looking a bit different. 10 SMA is above 30 EMA, amazing. The trading action zone is between 82 and 71 cents. That's where you can expect positive reversals to occur. The 50 SMA is above the 200 SMA. The purple line is above the blue line, amazing. Now, ADX is just above 50. Above 50, that's where you start expecting maybe a little bit of reversals or at least pullbacks. So it's a little bit unsustainable, but I've seen stocks go all the way to 70. Now, William %R shows this one it's still not officially out of the overbought section, and so you might actually, so you might actually see a little bit more the oversold direction, perhaps in the next few days or so. You might get a red candle like this one that usually fixes it. Nonetheless, it wasn't that much of a drop. I believe it went from from the day before, 121 to open up 104. That was 20 cents. Yeah, that was a big drop, but that was also because of the offering closing for the $100 million. Now, related to the MACD, you get to see that it's actually looking really bullish here. It's actually expanding, and the momentum is looking good. Now, just a quick thing. Remember, this one is yet to reach compliance. It still has till March. Otherwise, if it doesn't reach compliance, it will face a reverse split. Now, we're on day 1, 2, 3 above $1. And so we need 7 more business days. And after that, things start becoming to look a lot better for Sundial. Now, on a 2-hour perspective, things are looking still really good. You get to see that really nice uptrend. The 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA, and that is all amazing. It's above the 200 SMA. The rest just shows stability. ADX above 45, but it has been above 54. So it's kind of almost accumulation stability, and that's fine. Now, on the moving average band, what we get to see here is that it's still moving a little bit further upwards. It looks like every now and then it does dip within that moving average band and bounces back, and that is a good thing. Generally speaking, it shows stability. Volumes shows that there's a lot of attention for this one. You get to see ever since November, volumes have been pouring in, and every now and then you get a little bit of a slow volume and then a massive jump. And so you get to see that uptrend is starting to look nice. Stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both looking really bullish. They're both pointing upwards, and that's a good thing to see. Now, Fibonacci retracement shows a significant support at 110, 92 cents, 73 cents, and 50 cents. Significant resistance at 137 and 170. Now, talking about price line actions, just significant resistance and supports that I would like to see it above. 113 to 110, that is a very, very strong support. Below there, we're looking at another strong support at the 94 cents. Below there, 82. I'm only counting the very strong ones. So we might see other supports here and there. I'm not going to count them. Another one here, sitting down at 63 cents. That's a very strong one. 46. And even all the way down to, I would say, this line here at 38. Significant resistances are just a few. 131, that's a very strong resistance. 160. And then we got to go a little bit back there. From 160, you're going almost at the 192 factor to around $2. That's a very strong range. And then from there, there's another strong one at 221, and then another one at 272, another one at $3, and then all the way up. I think the next significant one would be at 370. So there is room to grow for this one. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think we're going to be doing here, or what do you think is going to happen? So I definitely think that it will still accumulate hype. It's going to bring on a bit more hype in that sense. It's a penny stock at the end of the day. Investment wise, this one here has raised a lot of capital through offerings, even though a lot of people don't like that, but it will pay off its debt. We'll have enough cash to be ready to even expand in the US. So things are looking like, is this one going to meet bankruptcy as rumors had? No. They have a lot more money now than they ever really did during the past year. Are they going to put a reverse split? Chances are it is probably going to meet compliance within the next 10 days because you need 10 days above $1, and so far we're on day 3, we're 30% in, and usually with this kind of momentum, it continues on. The next thing I'm thinking about is, are we going to probably see higher? Well, so far now, right now, it's one of the highest it's ever been, ever since July. Well, it's actually, today it hit its highs ever since March. So I think that pre-March to Feb, around the $1.60, I think that's a reach. $1.40 to $1.60, I think that is a short-term reach. Long-term, things are looking a lot better, but yet still there's a lot of uncertainties, and trade it likewise. Importantly, I really want to see it above 75 cents, not below. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, and let me know what you think about it in the description below.